Today I'm chatting with two of my Moon Valley favorites, Dr. Katherine and Dr. Dave Yukwani from Desert Valley Chiropractic. They've built a practice that is trusted and loved here in Moon Valley and in our local community. I'm also a client of theirs, and they also have earned 400 five-star reviews. They were recently recognized in Phoenix Magazine's 2026 Top Chiropractors list. Congrats, by the way. Such big
Thank
news.
you.
But beyond the accolades and the advanced treatments they've offered, like their new back on track spinal decompression therapy that I've tried recently and was amazing, what really sets them apart is their genuine commitment to our community and their compassionate, personalized care. Dr. Katherine just published her first book on wellness and healthy habits, and both doctors continue to bring innovative, gentle treatment options to our community. I'm excited to dive into their story today with you and learn more about their approach to chiropractic care and discover what makes Desert Valley Chiropractic such a special place. Dr. Katherine and Dr. Dave, welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you. And
Thanks, Ashley. Yes.
thank you for having us.
Okay, we'll dive into our first question. Can you tell us about your journey into chiropractic care and what inspired you both to open Desert Valley Chiropractic here in the Moon Valley community?
I got kind of lucky when I was younger to find chiropractic care. I was about 13, growing up in Canada, played a lot of hockey, slept on waterbeds before they knew they were bad for us, had a little bit of low back pain, nothing crazy. But my mom took me to our family chiropractor at the time and just had a wonderful experience. And needless to say, of course, the back pain resolved, but just kind of had a wonderful experience within the office itself and the way I was treated by that particular doctor. And I literally turned and said to my mom, that's exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life. And so from that point forward, all the decisions I made in regards to like school and everything else was really sort of driven towards that one goal.
Wow, that's an amazing story.
And then for me, I didn't know what I wanted to be. I had done a few things, including massage therapy when we lived in Calgary. And I liked but didn't love it. And then we got married and we moved down to Atlanta, and Dave started chiropractic college. And while he was going to school, I decided that I was going to go back. I went back to school and went through as well. So he graduated first and then I graduated. And then we ended up moving out here to Phoenix. We had lived and worked here for a while, working for other people, and we just knew that really we wanted to own our own practice. We wanted to own our own business. And so we went about the process of trying to find somewhere to get going. As we looked at practices, we actually found Desert Valley at the time existed, but it was very small. It was for sale. We just looked at the surrounding area and the community and said, yeah, this is it, and just built it up from there. And the community was a huge part of that.
Dr. Katherine, congrats on publishing your first book. That's huge news.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What motivated you to write it, and what do you hope readers will take away from it?
Back in like 2022, when everybody was still kind of, suffering COVID and COVID effects and all the things, all the places where it had affected our lives, you just saw how confused people were. And I think there was a lot of confusion about just basic health and what that looks like. So I did a series of blogs that really just went out to the clinic. They became the framework for the book. About a year ago or so, year and a half ago, I started working on it a little more seriously. And it finally got all put together and published in October. The biggest takeaway for people is that you don't have to invest a whole bunch of money in a lot of big, crazy health habits. There are a lot of small, very foundational things that you can do for your health that make huge changes. And then you can layer in whatever other wellness things you want to do on top of those. But there is a lot of inexpensive, great health habits that are proven to extend longevity and wellness. The book is 12 habits, each one of them at the end having a step-by-step process of how to also build that habit.
Wow. I know my dad loves the book and I can't wait to
Good.
read it myself. Next question. You both made the 2026 Top Chiropractors list in Phoenix Magazine. Congratulations on that too. I'm not surprised. As a client of yours, you changed my back pain so that I could actually travel. And I know several people who you've totally transformed their pain into no pain and made such a difference. So I'm not surprised, but what does that recognition mean to you? And how do you think it reflects the care you provide?
I mean, it means a lot to us. I think it's a great reflection on the care that we provide. We really do try to be a top office in terms of the care that we provide, the way that we handle our customer service, our ethics, everything. So it means a lot to be included in things like that.
But that one is largely based on our peers. We try to build this culture and environment in the office, but to be recognized by your peers to be excellent as well is great.
Your practice emphasizes gentle, non-cracking techniques like the activator method. Why is that approach so important to you, and what makes it different from traditional chiropractic care?
Ultimately, as a chiropractor, our jobs are to find the joint dysfunction, the thing that is affecting that patient and limiting them, pardon me, in their daily lives. And there's any number of ways to do it. I mean, as I mentioned earlier before, like I was adjusted this way growing up. So when I went to school, it's what I wanted to learn how to do. Like I went to school to learn how to do activator as opposed to the more traditional methods. But the other benefit of doing activator is I mean, I can get into some of the science behind the instrument, but ultimately, we're not really restricted in any way whatsoever. We can have patients who have conditions or things that may not be could not be addressed in more traditional means that we can because of the gentle nature of what we do. And even though the instrument and the technique is a little more gentle than more traditional methods, changes within the joints and the function within the joint is going to be the same when we're done. So we're able to see these great results with people in a way that we're not intimidating them as all. And the nice thing too is like we get a ton of people who come in, they're like, hey, this is our last resort because they're so scared of chiropractic care.
Yeah.
And then when we tell them, hey, what, that's not the way we do, like we don't do it this way, we do it this way instead, you can just see their shoulders just relax.
We know that what makes for a good, safe, effective adjustment is for them to be done at a very low force, but really quickly. And so the instrument was designed to do that every single time. And that's just kind of where the magic of it lies.
It's the same force, and it's been designed for each region of the body we're working on. We can adjust it for that particular region. So delivering that consistent force over time, you get more consistent results as well.
It seems like it takes out the human error part of the
Yeah,
care.
It
yeah.
kind of does. It takes out the human error part. It also again, consistency, which is part of that. And then
Mm.
part of the great results we get is it does help to bring down a lot of inflammation as well. So instead of irritating tissue that's already all inflamed and fired up, we're
Mhm.
actually calming that down.
You recently introduced shockwave therapy and back on track spinal decompression therapy. How do you stay on top of those latest advancements in chiropractic care, and what goes into deciding which new treatments that you do bring to your practice?
Shockwave was the first thing that we had introduced, first new thing that we'd introduced to the practice in 15 years. So we're very selective about what we do bring in. We never wanted to be one of those practices that always has some new gadget and then moves on to the next thing.
Mhm.
So, however, we used Activator and it was great. We got all these great results. But then we didn't have anything that worked as well for soft tissue problems, things like tendonitis, trigger point, all those kinds of things. So Shockwave has become a little more common in the US. It had kind of been bigger over in Europe for a long time, but we were starting to see it become popular here in the US. We had colleagues who were starting to bring it into their office, and we looked at it and went, this is really good. Like, this is good stuff. So we spent some time, we did some research, looked at it, and realized that it was something that we could layer into our practice really nicely for our patients. We've actually had it for about a year now. It's just been wonderful. We've gotten such great results. A couple of people that thought they had surgical shoulders and they've got full range of motion now. Lots of work with tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, just all kinds of different soft tissue concerns. And then the decompression we would have loved to have had years ago. We always liked the idea of being able to offer that to our patients. It was just our practice is physically not very big and we're busy. We didn't have huge space to be able to put a decompression unit in. So once again, kind of looked at what some colleagues were doing, and that back on track unit, it is a nice small sized unit. Plus, it's really gentle, yet again, extremely effective. So it really worked nicely with our practice. And we made a couple of changes to the layout in the clinic, and were able to bring that unit in. And it's been another just amazing addition. We've been able to help all kinds of patients with disc injury, just been able to take that spinal treatment to the next level for our patients.
There was a review you posted online of a patient that had intense foot pain for so long. And then after two treatments, I think there was at least like a 50% reduction in pain with the shockwave
Yeah.
therapy.
He had rolled that ankle at one point. So that tends to lead to a little bit of problems with ligaments, sprain, strain type of injury, and it just wasn't healing. And from there, it had gone into foot pain, calf pain, just was really bothering him. And it was getting to that point, like he couldn't walk with the kids. He's got little kids. And so we set him up with some adjustments and shockwave protocol. And within the first couple of visits, he was like, wow, this is just doing so much better, which is something we often see with the shockwave. It's really great because it's healing that tissue, and it's not uncommon for us to start to see some results out of just the first few sessions of it.
Hey, that was such an inspiring story, and I can't imagine how many people that they're able to do things they haven't done in years.
And that is one of our biggest goals. That's probably the biggest goal, is getting people back to doing the things that they love. Get back to enjoying your life, because that's what really matters.
You are trusted by the Moon Valley community with more than 400 five-star reviews. I'm so impressed. What do you think creates that kind of trust?
For one thing, I always say, like, our patients have just been wonderful to us over our whole career. They've been so supportive. They've provided those reviews, which help us so much. So, in a way, we're just so lucky to have such great patients. We truly strive to give people an excellent experience, from the customer service side of it through to the care side, as well as trust. We try to be always very straightforward, very honest, very upfront with what we're doing.
And we work pretty hard behind the scenes as well, just trying to have systems in place, but just and hiring people. I mean, our staff now is incredible. Naya at the front desk and Annabelle on the back end. Someone who is outwardly friendly and can talk to people, but can solve problems.
That's so true. And that's what Joni said too. She's like, the second I walked in, it was just like the experience of it was so special and what she hopes for.
I mean, I don't know if we necessarily do anything special other than just treating people like people.
How do you adapt your care for patients ranging from babies to all the way to seniors?
One of the upsides with Activator is you don't have to adapt a lot. The technique itself lends itself to being great for everyone. It's one of the things that we really love. The instrument, again, is gentle, safe, effective. It has 4 settings on it. So we can use the same protocols per the technique to adjust everyone from a sports athlete to an infant to, somebody who's maybe had fusions who can't have other care done. So the technique itself really has the magic and the modifications that allow us to be able to work on a really wide variety of patients with a lot of success.
I can't believe, just on a side note, how many people I talk to that are like, oh, we go to Desert Valley Chiropractic. I'm like, you
Good.
do? Like, I think you treat this whole neighborhood.
I love that we've kind of got one of those small towns in the big city type of practices.
You do so much to support our local community, from sponsoring fundraising initiatives to participating in community events and hosting Pictures with Santa in December. How important is community involvement to your practice, and what role do you see Desert Valley Chiropractic playing in Moon Valley?
So it's extremely important to us, and it always has been. One of the ways that I truly view it is we have so many people from the community who do come out and support our business. I try and am willing to support just about anything that they're doing. So we try to show up for the community, support fundraisers where we can, raffle baskets, donations, gift certificates. I try to do the vast majority of what we're asked to participate in because, again, this community supports us and I deeply appreciate that. But it also, I mean, it's built that wonderful feeling in our practice. So yeah, it's extremely important to us.
We've touched on the word community quite a bit, but that's really what it is. Like the Santa event that we have coming up, it might be one of the favorite things that we do. Like the reward is great when you get to see everybody and their kids coming out and get all excited to line up and get a picture with Santa and with almost no wait to do it. That's fun.
And you guys are such cool people to hang out with too. So to see you at a community event is just so exciting to me. Thank you for everything you do for our community because you are both such an important part of it. And you have
Oh,
helped
thank you.
make it what it is, honestly. It's all
Thank
the
you.
people in our community making the community what it is, and you two are
Yeah.
very important to that. So thank
It's,
you.
Thanks,
it's,
Ashley.
thank you.
Your team is known for being warm, personable, and comforting when patients are in sometimes excruciating pain. How do you cultivate that culture of compassionate care within your practice?
I mean, yes, you cultivate it, but really, I mean, you just have to you kind of have to be born with that. You just have to have that in you naturally. You can't teach or train somebody to have that. So again, it comes back to, at least in my opinion, it comes back to the person that you hire to be a part of your team. We go to great lengths for.
We have high standards. We look for those people. But yeah, we've been really lucky with staff as well.
Can you walk us through your approach when a new patient comes in with pain? How do you determine the best treatment plan for them?
We sit down with everybody who comes in. We spend about 45 to 60 minutes with each patient. We do an exam, we do a consultation, we do some testing, discuss everything. We also make sure it's something that we think we can help with. And if it is, then we proceed through and lay out a care plan that we've designed for them. Um, and that can include the chiropractic care, the shockwave, the decompression, and then we proceed forward with it. We also do a re-exam. And at that re-exam, we make sure that we're progressing the way that we expected to.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And even in that initial conversation, of course, finding out what's going on, but determining what those patients' goals might be as well. And then catering a specific treatment plan to them in order to help them achieve what those goals might be.
Flights to take their
Get on flights, exactly.
I can't thank you enough. I'll thank you
That's a
probably
good
the
one.
rest
Yeah.
of my life for that. Okay, last but not least, what's next for Desert Valley Chiropractic?
Yeah, we layered in a book and 2 new treatments in the last year. So I think this year, our big goal is, my big goal anyway, is definitely to really work on continuing to package those services, come up with care plans, and really just make those services that we do have benefit our patients to the maximum that they can. So yeah, just no, we're probably not adding anything new. We've got a good thing going on right now. I think we'll be working hard on making that work well for everyone.
Thank you for joining us today, Dr. Katherine and Dr. Dave. And if you're in any pain, Desert Valley Chiropractic can help you. And if they can't help you, they'll tell you where to go next, but they most likely will be able to help you and change that pain for you into comfort and being able to do all the things that you want to be able to do. So thank you both for being here today.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us, Ashley. It's always good to see you. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sounds good.